fans, Chad Jackson here with head soccer coach Eric Faulconer as the Pirates are 2-1-1 opening up the 2012 season, ranked number 24th in Division II. And Coach Faulconer, it's been really a tale of 2 weeks. You had a tough trip up to Michigan against Grand Valley State and Ferris State, but came back home and extended your home unbeaten streak with a pair of wins this weekend. Let's first go back to Michigan and talk a bit about the Grand Valley and Ferris State matches.
Yeah, well, obviously Grand Valley game was something that was much anticipated by both teams going into the season, and we just didn't play very well in the first half against a great Grand Valley team on the road. We made some mistakes that they capitalized on and got into a hole that we couldn't dig ourselves out of. With that said, I think the second half we played much better, and the game was, I thought, fairly even, or even maybe we even outplayed them a little bit. So I was encouraged by that. So we really talked about Sunday being really important to get a result, and we just came out flat. It was an uninspired effort. We just didn't get the job done. We created enough chances to win the game, but just, I think, kind of went through the motions, and so we came back home, without a win on that trip, and that wasn't what we entailed to do. I think getting back home, we really had a great week of training last week. I think the players are much more focused, and we were excited about nationally ranked Florida Tech coming in and played very, very well. I was really pleased with all aspects of what we did on that day. And so it was a good result for us. I think Morgan Mitchell, obviously, up top has done well for us, and we had a great game from Emily Kutna playing in the right back position. And Coker, on Saturday, in the rainstorm that we played in through that game, and did enough to get the result. We were able to play a lot of players fairly early on in that game and get them experience, and I was pleased with the shutout and the four-goal win.
If I can use a little bit of a football analogy, defense rarely goes into slumps, and after the 3 goals you gave up against Grand Valley have not been scored upon since. Is that something you can kind of preach to your team, that even when the goals and the chances aren't coming, at least you're relying on your defense to keep your team in the match?
Yeah, I think defensively we've been sound, and even the game we give up 3 goals, I know it's going to sound weird, but they're kind of our own doing, all things that were not normally anyone's fault defensively, in the back line especially. There's just some things that we just didn't do a good job with, but they've been very solid, and any combination we've really put in there has been pretty solid, so I'm real pleased with that. The goalkeepers have done what they needed to do. They've made some saves in each game that kept a clean sheet, so that's one thing, and then the goals are starting to come now, so hopefully we can keep, combine those 2 things, score some goals and keep the other team from scoring, and obviously that's going to be good enough to win pretty much everything. So.
Well, you've had 4 now non-conference games, and you get right into the conference season this Saturday, taking on number 4 ranked Columbus State in your first conference match. You never want to put too much on just one match, but this match could determine who's going to come out on top in the regular season.
In the last several years, it's definitely had an influence on that, and so we know that. We also know that teams have lost that conference game to someone and been able to still win the league. But you're right, Chad. I think it can go a long way to at least getting off to a great start. Columbus State is obviously one of the best programs in the country. They're playing very, very well right now. They've played a difficult schedule, 5-0, number 4 in the country. So we know that we're going to have our hands full. They're very well coached, very disciplined. Coach Emmerich does a great job with that program. So we are worried about the things that we need to do and do better, and hopefully we can defend our home field and pick up a key Peach Belt victory. But like you said, it's just one game, and so we're not going to try to make it out to be anything more than that.
One of the notes that we've been talking about really the last couple of weeks is just how many nationally ranked opponents your team now has faced. Towards the end of last year, obviously, with the postseason run, and this year, this match will be the 7th out of the last 9 matches you've played going back to last season against nationally ranked opponents. What does that do for your team, confidence-wise, and being able to prepare for the long haul of the season?
It's something I'm not even sure I realized until you pointed it out to me, so something I said to them, and they were kind of eye-opener. We've had some good results in those games, obviously, as well, and the 2 losses coming to the last 2 national champions. So I think it helps us. I always say we're battle-tested. We've played a hard schedule in the regular season, and it prepares us for the postseason. And and we're hoping that those games we can draw on. I think that's what we look at. So, we go into any match now and realistically know that we have played some of the best teams in the country, and we do it fairly consistently, and hopefully we can continue to do that and get the results that we need if we're going to stay at the national level.
All right, Armstrong hosts Columbus State, a battle of Peach Belt Conference ranked opponents this Saturday, 2 p.m. out at the Armstrong soccer field. And of course, you can follow along with that match on Ustream and on ArmstrongPirates.com. Coach Faulconer, good luck this week, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you, Chad.